Welcome to Mahoneys Framing video presentation in association with Crescent Mapboards. We would like to present to you some important information on mapboard basics. Custom framing serves two key main functions. First, to beautifully and creatively display your artwork, and second, it provides a stable, controlled environment for the artwork to help protect it from damage. One of the key components of any custom framed artwork is the mapboard, and it plays a vital role in the effective presentation and protection of any framed piece. This video will walk through the technical aspects of mapboard, the different design techniques that feature mapboard, as well as suggestions on selecting the right matting combinations to protect your artwork and help look its best. At its most basic, a mapboard is a component of a framed piece that creates a separation between the glazing, either glass or acrylic, and the artwork, because contact with the glazing can cause damage to the art. When it comes to protecting and preserving artwork, not all mapboard is created equal. The materials that are used in the construction of the mapboard have a tremendous effect on how long it will last and how safe it is next to a valuable art print. There are 3 levels of mapboard available for use in framing, and they can be thought of as good, better, and best options. We always recommend better and best conservation level mats for custom framing to ensure that the customer's art is always protected. So what does it take to make a mapboard conservation quality and safe for art? At Mahoneys Framing, we look to several governing bodies to establish and maintain quality standards for all products and materials. The Library of Congress and Fine Art Trade Guild are the 2 most influential in setting guidelines for the preservation of artwork. All the mapboards we use at Mahoneys Framing are manufactured with these standards in mind. The 3 most prominent standards measure fade, bleed, and acid content. But there are many others, including the measuring of thickness, rigidity, metallic, and chemical impurities, all to ensure that the product closest to the art, mapboards, are up to the task for protecting and displaying the art for years to come. These key benchmarks of conservation quality are important to understand, because our customers look to us at Mahoneys Framing to know why products we specify are the right ones for their framed piece. So let's look briefly at a few of the key conservation standards to help you confidently establish a peace of mind and create a value for the products we recommend. The fade test. The fade test ensures that the colour of the mat will not fade or discolour over time, even if you place your artwork in direct sunlight. Part of the paper is exposed, while the rest is covered up to shield it from a special light that simulates many years of exposure to sunlight. Paper must not fade more than 5 points of brightness in 36 hours of high-intensity light to pass this test. Mapboards that meet the standards help ensure that the framed piece will look as good decades from now as it looked the day you picked it up from Mahoneys. The bleed test is designed to ensure that the moisture will not cause the coloration of the mapboard to run or transfer onto the artwork. This can be an issue, in particularly humid environments, so conservation mapboards are engineered to pass this extremely harsh test. The products to be tested are wrapped in white paper, submerged in water, and held down by weights for 48 hours. In order for a mapboard to pass the test, no colour can transfer into the water or into the white paper, which presents your artwork. Mahoneys conservation mapboards are engineered to pass this test, to help keep your artwork safe, no matter what environment it is placed into. The 3rd key conservation standard measures acidity. Since this is so important, let's stop to review a definition of acid and lignin. Acid is a natural substance capable of deteriorating material, such as cellulose in plant fibre or paper. Lignin is a component of the cell walls of plants. It can be thought of as a glue that holds a tree together, so it is largely responsible for the plant's strength and rigidity. As lignin breaks down, it weakens plant fibres, becomes brittle, becomes acidic, and causes discoloration and damage. Acid and lignin are 2 of the most common and dangerous components of plant fibre, and can be quite harmful to artwork. As you can see here, this artwork has been badly acid burned by a mapboard that was not set up to conservation standards. Acid and lignin played a huge part in permanently damaging this art. And though you can certainly see why acid and lignin have been eliminated from mat boards primarily used for custom framing, it is still important to understand a bit more about them. Since it can cause so much damage to artwork, acid needs to be closely measured. The pH scale can help us visually demonstrate the difference between acid levels, as well as where different mat board types fall on the scale. Too acidic and too alkaline are both bad, so the goal is to be neutral to slightly alkaline. pH between 7 and 8.5. For non-conservation mat boards that start out on the acidic side of the pH scale, buffering is added to temporarily neutralize and slow down the effects of the acid on the pulp fiber. Over time, however, the lignin that remains in non-conservation mat board begins to break down, creating new acid. This acid that comes from the lignin breakdown causes the greatest harm to artwork and is a key difference between acid-free mats and truly conservation quality materials. Conservation boards made from purified wood pulp start out on non-conservation, but are chemically purified to the point where all acid and lignin is removed, so that it's pH neutral. Buffering helps to ensure that it stays pH neutral and safe for art. Museum quality mat boards are made with cotton fiber that is naturally acid and lignin free, so it starts and stays neutral in terms of pH. Cotton mat boards are also buffered to comply with all conservation standards. To recap, conservation boards are much more than acid-free mats. They meet all industry standards for quality and permanence. While there are some types of artworks, like open reproduction art prints or posters, that may not require conservation quality materials, we can never be sure of the potential value of the artwork. Thank you for listening, and we hope to see you at Mahoneys Framing soon.